Well, the reason that I'm running for school board, honestly, is I know that parents and everyone that's out here, if they could, they would want to make sure they had their hands in doing what's right for their children. I've been teaching for 18 years. I know education and I know what needs to be done in order to be successful. And now I have children, I'm married, and the idea that they're going to be in Norfolk Public Schools sooner or later because they're young right now, they're in daycare. I know that eventually they'll be in Norfolk Public Schools, and I want to make sure that I can do everything that I can to make sure that the schools are ready for them to be there and that they're successful. Being a teacher with this educational background, dealing with the Office of Student Leadership, knowing how school boards run, knowing everything that goes on from, dealing with the community civic concerns all the way to the academia of it. For administration, all the way through, I think that the focus on that is if we can find a way to make these teachers successful, then everything else will fall into place. We all understand that there are good teachers out there. We all understand that Norfolk has a lot of great teachers. We just have to make sure that Norfolk teachers feel appreciated, empowered, and want to stay in Norfolk. I do understand that as a school board as a whole, we have to do things as a united front. So I'm going to push and prod all of our concerns, but we all know that the main idea or the main issue that we want to deal with is that we do what's best for the children overall. Currently, I'm part of the School of Education at Norfolk State for Urban Administration and Principal Certification. I have a bachelor's in English and teacher certification from Elizabeth City State University. I've been teacher of the year. I've been a reading teacher of the year. I was up for the Steve Harvey teacher of the year twice. So education I know, and the idea that I know administration and what goes on in the how school board works versus how your principals and your superintendents are supposed to work, with the idea that the school board is more the human resources and your superintendent and principals are more the personnel management. That's very important because a lot of people out here don't understand exactly what it is that the school board does, and they don't understand what it is that they're supposed to do. So being the candidate with the background that I have, I really feel that I'm the right candidate for the job. And having known what it takes to work with, the most challenging of students, I know what it would take to make sure that our teachers here are empowered to do the same. Every time I talk to someone, they say, well, why are you running for school board in Norfolk if you teach in Virginia Beach? And that's the way it gets phrased every time. Teaching in Virginia Beach allows me to run for school board in Norfolk. I could not run for school board if my wife worked for the public city school system in Norfolk, then I would not be able to run because it'd be a conflict of interest of me governing my wife. Working in the city of Virginia Beach has given me quite an upper hand on a lot of things because of the resources that have been afforded to me. However, knowing that those resources and knowing what they cost and knowing what the prizes are in actually utilizing these resources has given me an opportunity to take those things and kind of sift through stuff so we can cut through a lot of red tape on where we're going with stuff. The idea is that I live in Norfolk. I've been in Norfolk. I graduated from college in 1999 and moved to Norfolk. And I've been here literally all but 3 years ever since. I was talking to somebody the other day and they asked me, where I was from, and I said, I'm from Hampton. I said, I went to school in North Carolina. I came back and lived in Norfolk since '99, right across the street from Booker T. And then after that, I moved into Ward 3 and lived on Norview Avenue, and now I live in Meadowbrook Woods, which is still in Ward 3. So I spent 15 years in Ward 3. And being in Ward 3, living in Ward 3, and then having a family in Ward 3, I'm invested, in Ward 3. For 15 years, I've been working with alternative education. The demographics of what goes on in alternative education is completely different from most regular comprehensive schools, but eerily almost matches up with what we have here demographically in the entire city of Norfolk. So I've been working with kids, like literally at risk, high risk individuals with all kinds of special ed accommodations, all the way to the other end where I have gifted kids who are just spoiled out of their mind, but they need someone to relate to them so that they can get their lives back together. You don't have to be from somewhere to care. When you're there is when you care. For a lot of people, things only matter when it affects them. My entire life has been dedicated, towards helping people. And when you deal with the community overall, and you see the community overall, that makes you a part of the community. But it's something greater in you that makes you want to stand out here and go door to door knocking and talking to people throughout your community that you don't know, trying to make sure that they understand that you feel that you can be the best person for this seat and that you being on the school board can do something to enhance what we have here in Norfolk. I just know that I feel that deep in my heart I'm the best person for this job, and that what I'm going to offer to this is to do nothing more than propel what we already have going here in Norfolk. My name is Ronel Brewer, and I am running for Norfolk School Board Ward 3.